Why did Phil Spector work on Let It Be? Have you ever wondered why Phil Spector, a renowned music producer, was brought in to work on the Beatles' album Let It Be? The story behind this decision is quite fascinating. The original recordings from the Get Back sessions were seen as rough and incomplete. The Beatles were facing internal tensions, and they had not finalized the album to their satisfaction. John Lennon and George Harrison, who had developed a friendship with Spector, admired his production skills. They handed over the tapes to him, giving him full creative freedom to complete the project. This occurred about 2 months after the last overdubs were done and after Lennon had privately left the band. Spector was known for his unique production style, often referred to as the wall of sound. The Beatles wanted someone who could bring cohesion to the recordings, which had a raw and spontaneous feel. The original Get Back sessions had been shelved, and the band was moving on to other projects. They needed a producer who could prepare the album for releases. Phil Spector applied his signature style by adding orchestral strings and choirs to some tracks. For example, songs like Across the Universe and The Long and Winding Road featured lush arrangements. However, this heavy production approach sparked controversy, particularly with Paul McCartney. McCartney envisioned a more stripped-down, live feel for the album and was unhappy with how Spector altered the spirit of his songs. Despite these disagreements, Spector's work was essential in getting Let It Be released in May 1970. This was shortly after the Beatles officially announced their breakup. His involvement marked the final studio album releases of the band. Spector transformed the rough Get Back tapes into a polished product that fans eagerly consumed during a time of nostalgia for the 1960s. In essence, Phil Spector worked on Let It Be because the Beatles needed a producer to finalize and polish the troubled recordings from the Get Back sessions. Lennon and Harrison trusted him to bring the project to completion, even though his approach clashed with McCartney's original vision for the album. This collaboration highlights the creative tensions and shifting dynamics within the band at the close of the 1960s.